spark ignites, it starts to burn. Through endless realms, no way to return. From crimson skies to wastelands torn. Myth and legend where stars are born. A million paths collide in the haze. Echoes of heroes lost in the maze. Flames walk in the multiverse. Through chaos and time we immerse. Legends rise and fade like sparks. Across the void we leave our marks.
They added like 3 times the amount of weaponry available in this vault. So they set it up so that the tensions would be very high. And then at the same time, there was a parallel cloning project that was going on, focused on, obviously, can you guess the name of the guy it was focused on?
Gary!
Yeah, you got it, buddy. You got it. So each of the Garys was grown in a lab, and there was some kind of defect in them that made Garys immediately hostile to anybody who wasn't a clone. And
Right.
they just kept making them. So
Mhm.
they made like 50 some odd Garys to the point where their observation rooms were overcrowded with them. So what happened was, as they go along, they dealt with escalating violence. So somewhere up in the mid 50s, one of the Garys actually injured one of the doctors. So they started talking about destroying the extra clones to make room for further tests, and they basically just obviously treated the Garys as completely disposable. So you've got like, yeah, I know, it's honestly, it's insane. Like, it's I would say that it's kind of impossible to think about the fact that there would be scientists willing to do this, but there are people who are missing fundamental parts of their humanity.
Whispers crawl through the cracks like spiders in the dark. Secrets slither, shadows dance, they leave a bitter mark. Lies ride tight like silk spun thin, choke in the morning air. The truth you chase, it runs away, hiding where you dare. In the heat of the night, where the fire burns cold, the answers you see are stories untold, shaped by the light.
Listen. After everybody calms the fuck down.
Is anybody alive coming out of the movie theater? Or just dead people?
Just blood and body parts.
All right, well, I'm going to try to go in again. And if I
All
go
right.
back in time, I'm going to shoot the lock a few more times and see if it works.
All right. Yeah, throw me a d20.
I've got a 3.
So you go in, and this time the force is more pronounced. It's more pronounced. It flings you back around a minute later. So you can feel the whiplash. More, it hits your neck, it hits your back. It's like you're almost trying to go through plexiglass. And the people going in, you're in the situation, you're just coming around the front, and people are going in, the door is closing. A minute later, the whole thing happens all over again.
Can I try to run in and get in there before the door closes and just force my way through?
The
Or am I too late?
Yeah, it's too late. So it flings you back the moment that you're coming back around.
All right,
Boom, boom, let the hollow idols fall.
our members deserve much better than we know about Tilly Norwood, and we're heavily monitoring the situation. Like, you guys are unfucking believable. You know that. You're supposed to fight on behalf of us. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be representing everybody here. I realize you can't have a crystal ball and you can't think 20 steps ahead. But you're supposed to have that clairvoyancy. You're supposed to think somewhat ahead. That's the whole fucking point. That's the whole point. You're supposed to foresee of problems in the future and try to stop them. That's why you have a collective bargaining agreement. That's why you went back and forth with the studios. That's why it was one of the longest acting strikes in history.
This is the LP shop, doors are open wide, so come on inside. Find a little piece of history and come alive, turn it up, let your story spin. Every scratch, every song pulls you back in. At the LP shop, doors are open wide.
As a kid, learning to play guitar, I used to put the album on, not this album. There's a Fraley's Comet. It's called Live Plus One, and he opens with this song. And I used to learn. I would try and figure it out and play along to the album. I loved this song. And my buddy, who was a drummer, who I still keep in contact with, he learned all the drum parts on this song as well, with that drum solo in the middle.
So I'm guessing you're like a big fan of the song. Tell just let's go into it. What did you like about the song?
Well, I mean, of course, first off, it's guitar driven.
Yeah.
Vocally, Ace doesn't push any barriers.
No.
But he's got a certain execution and a way he enunciates and the way he sings that I've always been attracted to. He's not the greatest singer in the world.
No.
I don't think he ever claimed to be. But there's just something cool.
Join the cameraman and his crew. Paint on my face, just to move. We are Yu-Gi-Oh! Club for life. Mark it on my skin, that sign. From the campfire glow at night to the screen right in your eyes. Original stories, wild and true. You can feel them cut right through. Bring that spark straight to you. Every drop, every view. Must see TV. Join the tribe, cross the line. Yu-Gi-Oh! Club for life. Say the word, you're inside. Must see TV. From the cave to the timeline. Yu-Gi-Oh! Club for life. Raise your hand. That's the sign. That's the sign. Shouting names side by side. When the came-in calls, we rise. Hear that thunder in our cry. From the first beat, we commit. once you're in, that's it. I'm the banner we lift. Whole world watching this. Must see TV. Join the tribe, cross the line. You're your club for life. Hey. Say the word, you're inside. Must see TV. From the cave to the timeline. You're your club for life. Hey. Once you're in, I'll get them for life. Call it out, hey. I'll go, never doubt. I'll go, side by side, hey. Music club for life. For life. For life. Hey. Must see TV. Join the tribe, cross the line. Music club for life. Hey. Say the word, you're inside. Must see TV. From the cave to the timeline. Music club for life. Hey. Once you're in, you're in for life. A spark ignites, it starts to burn. Through endless realms, no way to return. From crimson skies to wastelands torn. Myth and legend where stars are born.
A million paths collide in the haze. Echoes of heroes lost in the maze. Planes walk in the multiverse. Through chaos and time we immerse. Legends rise and fade like sparks. Across the void we leave our marks. Planes walk in the multiverse.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a brand new episode of Planeswalking the Multiverse. We are back to discuss all the lore and horrificness. I just made up a new word of the Fallout universe. It's fucked up, yo. I don't know if you know this, but it's fucked up. It's blowing my mind. But we can't do the show without the king himself, the lord of all that is purple, Mike Hatcher, aka the Magic Historian. How's it going, my friend?
What's up, buddy? I'm doing good. How about you?
What's up? I'm doing good. And if StreamYard can't get their fucking act together with streaming our music correctly, then I'll be okay.
Technical problems, brother. I feel you. There's always
And here's
something.
the thing: it's not for me. It's not real live audio monitoring, because if you watch it on the feed, the music is perfect.
Mhm.
If you watch it on the headset, then it's all fucked up. It's like, what the fuck's going on? So-
That's annoying.
Yeah. But we'll be switching soon to
Gotta swap it up until you find what works, right?
Well, once all the upgrades get here, Crimson. Oh, Crimson here. Say hello, Crimson. We can't hear you, buddy.
Hello.
So what are we doing? We're switching to OBS.
Yeah, we want to switch over to OBS, and that should give us more versatility in
Yeah.
how we lay things out and images and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Well,
Nice.
it works.
Yeah, I use OBS, so I totally vibe
Yeah.
with that.
Well, here's the thing. I couldn't use it for the longest time because for the longest time it was just me, right?
Yeah.
So now that we have proper people in the studio handling all that nonsense, then we can do it. All right. So we are taking a look at the Big MT. Hit me up. What the fuck is the Big MT? Like, it sounds like a transformer.
Hold on. I got to complain for 1 second about OBS because you brought all this up and it just made me remember that I hate that half the time when I load it up, it'll just be like, oh, I changed the microphone you're using so nobody can hear you. So
Yeah, we're gonna have to watch that just like StreamYard. StreamYard, it's no difference. Like StreamYard is like they have the mic setting and the gear setting in
Mhm.
3 different positions.
Mm,
Just put it all in one setting. Like I don't
that's annoying.
understand. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's annoying.
Yeah, I mean, I find any audio, like any software that deals with inputs or like audio inputs, that it's always changing it willy nilly. It's so frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that, buddy. You know what's up.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, anytime I go to talk with friends on, I don't know if you're familiar with Discord, but like,
Oh God.
every time I boot up my computer, I have to do like, or I'll try to talk to them. It's like, oh, it switched to my like some random audio device that I don't even know, like that I had connected 3 years ago or something. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah,
Yeah.
or it's just some device that literally doesn't even have a microphone, and you're just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Like, what are you connecting to even?
It keeps trying to go to my headset or my VR headset. And I'm like, no, I don't want to talk through my VR headset mic, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny actually because malfunctioning technology and all technology out of control actually kind of ties into today's subject. So that
Ooh.
that works pretty well. So we're talking about Big MT. Do you know anything about this, buddy?
No.
Okay. So basically, I can see you got a little picture of the crater of Big
Yeah.
MT there on the screen. Nice touch. Nice touch.
Great job,
Thank
Crimson.
you. Thank you.
Great job, buddy.
I would say the only improvement I could offer is maybe if they put it right over your face, it would, yeah.
Haha. Yeah, I would improve because I don't have a good face at all.
No, it's cute, man. Every time
Yeah.
I look at you, I just want to give you a little kiss on your mouth. So don't worry about that.
That's what she
Okay.
said.
Talking about the Big MT, that's what I think when I
Yeah.
look at your head. Get it?
It sounds like
Okay.
a sexual maneuver as well.
Yeah.
It sounds like a illegal sexual maneuver.
Who doesn't like a good Big MT? Am I right? Okay. All right. So basically, this place didn't start out as Big MT. It started out as basically Big Mountain because what it was is a scientific research facility that was built into a mountain. All right. So the idea originally was it was created to work on technology that would improve things for humanity. So this place basically brought in the greatest scientific minds of the time, and they basically best and brightest show up to solve humanity's biggest problems. That's the idea. So they're coming up with things like advanced surgery techniques, force fields, sonic weapons, artificial intelligence, DNA engineering, cybernetics, energy weapons, and like advanced materials made from like stuff harvested from meteorites, some stuff along those lines, right? So
Yes. Yeah.
that's how it starts. You start out with this big mountain research facility, and they have noble goals, but they also had essentially no oversight, right? The whole thing was we're going to basically give you unlimited resources and unlimited freedom to do whatever you want. It's one of those results only style environments where like we don't care like
Right.
what you're doing to get there. You just do whatever you need to do to
Yeah.
get things going. So
Yeah.
basically the idea is that the scientists just keep working on all of these different projects, and they get more and more detached from humanity. So they just stop caring, right? Like they're like, okay, people on the larger scale of things, individuals don't matter and can be used to basically serve scientific goals. So you remember how
Jesus.
yeah, you know how, I don't remember how long ago it was, but it used to be legal for doctors to do horrible experiments on people in the name of medical science.
Yeah.
And they didn't even have to tell them, like, they didn't even have to tell the people that they were test subjects.
Like
Yeah.
So, what was that?
like MK Ultra style.
Yeah, or like, oh, what was it? There was the one disease, was it syphilis or something like that, that they just let run rampant in a bunch of people? was it the Tuskegee experiment? Honestly, I'm hazy on that, but it's like they basically allowed some horrible medical condition to run rampant through people with no treatment, but tell them that they're getting treatment. And so they would be like, okay, we need to like take your teeth and stuff to test and see how well the treatment's going. But there was no treatment being done. It was literally let these people suffer the full effects of these diseases and
Mhm.
basically just watch what happens, right?
Yeah.
So, same kind of mentality where it doesn't really matter what we do to people. We can re-engineer them. We can do whatever we want. We can abduct people and experiment on them. We can steal people's bodies, like literally their corpses. All this crazy stuff, right? So they're just getting more and more out of control. A scientific experiment goes wrong and basically levels the mountain, and that's how you end up.
Jesus.
Yeah, but the actual science facilities mostly were located underground. So
Okay.
that's why you can't see it, but you have a picture of this crater, and that crater is what's left of the mountain and where the scientific facilities are. And I honestly really love the transition from the name Big Mountain into the Big MT, because, you know, obviously you've got the crater, which is empty, but
Yeah.
also it's like the mountain is kind of, it's heading upwards. The peak is upwards, heavenwards, like these
Yeah.
noble goals that they had, and then it's cratered down
Yeah.
towards hell based on oops, we
Yeah.
messed up. And as they descend into being more and more immoral, well, I mean, I don't even know, morality, it becomes
Does it even exist
inconsequential.
in this place, though? In the whole of Fallout, does morality actually exist?
Yeah, in some places it's rare, and that's why. I mean, obviously, you know, the harder things get, the more
Yeah.
people are pushed to extremes, right?
Yes.
So it's understandable in one way how you would get to this position where they're told, do whatever it takes for mankind, and if we sacrifice part of mankind in that goal, that's okay, right? But
Right.
what happens is a number of these scientists basically start to plan to transcend the end of their natural lives. So they essentially become they become the think tank, which are a bunch of disembodied human heads, not
Jesus.
heads, not their heads, sorry, their
Jesus.
brains. Their
Fuck. Jesus
brains are,
Christ.
yeah, yeah, their brains are basically like suspended in nutrient gel, right?
Oh
So
God, that's gross.
yeah, yeah, you're right. It is pretty disgusting. So they basically they didn't like, once you really think about it, when you get rid of your body, you're taking away a number of things that you
Yeah.
may not, and like some of it's obvious. You know what? I'm not going to get hungry anymore. I don't need to eat. You're also not going to feel tired anymore, right?
Yeah.
So you got some nice advantages, but
You're
you
dead
also lose
too.
physical
You
sensation.
can't like obviously they knew how to do this, or else they wouldn't have done this, right?
Yeah, I mean, they knew how to make the technology where they could survive as brains in jars, right? But they lose their physical sensations. So they no longer have physical sensations, and also the things that make you human, like the hormones flowing through your body,
Yeah.
all of that's gone, and most of your emotional like feedback from your body
Yeah.
is also going to go. So you've already got scientists that are okay with experimenting on people in the first place, and now you remove most of their humanity, so they become just like concentrated intellect. But
Yeah.
it also comes with quirks, like some of them end up becoming obsessed with basic human anatomy because they can't even really remember what like what humans are really like anymore, because they
Right.
exist in this way for like hundreds of years.
Yeah.
So they really do end up becoming disconnected overall from their own humanity. And I mean, the loss of humanity is definitely a big theme in Fallout 2. We see it
Right.
in a bunch of ways. So when you look into it, there's a bunch of crazy experiments that they're responsible for. Some of the most horrific I want to talk about. So you've got
All
things
right.
like the lobotomites, right? And these
Jesus,
are,
that sounds
yeah,
horrible.
yeah, just the name, right? It's very evocative. So these are either people who happen to stray too close to Big MT, or who were literally abducted and brought there. And then they were basically had extensive brain surgery. So large parts of their brains were removed, destroyed, or changed.
Mm-hmm.
And the think tank didn't really see this as a problem. They're not torturing people. These are test subjects. They also did this to people who just worked in their facilities. They're like,
Yeah.
whatever, we can do this. So they mostly are mindless, but there are kind of hints that they can still feel a little bit of confusion, fear, and flashes of self-awareness. So it's like
Mhm.
a partial lobotomy. So
Yeah.
it's like you're conscious enough to know something's wrong, but you can't really get to the surface and become who you were again,
Yeah.
right? So that's pretty wild. And then you've got medical gear gone to an extreme degree, which is the trauma harness. They're called Y17 trauma override harnesses. And on the surface, the idea is a pretty sound one. What you want is something that can save soldiers during battle. So
Right.
the idea is you want to prevent wounded troops from being lost on the battlefield so you can keep your numbers up, and you want to recover your injured soldiers automatically. So the suit's programmed to preserve and transport the wearer. But the problem is it wasn't programmed properly. So the software that's in it can't tell the difference between somebody who's unconscious and somebody who's dead.
Yes.
So people die and the harnesses continue to move their bodies around. So you've got decaying bodies, skeletons in these ghastly harnesses that are basically dragging their corpses around because the program.
Jesus. This sounds like a fun place.
Yeah, the program never stopped, right? Because like the way the war went, it's just like it's still operating. So you have these harnesses still in operation for hundreds of years, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely wild. And then there are essentially they took tarantula hawks, which are insects that have one of the most painful stings known in existence, right?
Yeah.
Like for real. And then they engineered cazadors out of them, which is what if we made them much bigger? So they're gigantic.
Shit! Holy shit, dude!
They bred
like
they bred gigantic.
Oh
Yeah, they're
my
massive.
god, dude!
They're massive.
Jesus.
They're overly aggressive, so they increased the amount of aggression. They cranked up the strength of their venom, and they also changed it so they could breed more rapidly.
Oh,
and then,
great! Oh, fun times! This can't go wrong at all.
Well,
right?
I mean,
it didn't go wrong at all.
Here's what can go wrong: they can escape from containment, and then they're out in the wild, and now they're breeding like crazy, and they're everywhere. Right? So that is what happened.
Okay.
And then you've got night stalkers, which are genetic hybrids that have basically like dog and reptile mixed together. So the idea is just like the scientific idea is to basically like prove that you can just jam whatever animals you want together. Not like, should we do this? Just can we do this?
Yeah.
And they experimented on dogs in a number of ways, actually. They made cyber dogs. So they basically gave them brain implants, cybernetic limbs, artificial organs, neural interfaces. They weaponized dogs, and how much pain would a dog go through? Like, and how would it even adjust to something like that? Right?
Yeah.
It's pretty horrific, and considering how much I like dogs,
me
it's pretty
too.
troubling.
Yeah. That's like watching John Wick's dog just die again.
Oh,
and you're like, get him, John Wick.
Yeah, absolutely. John Wick is a great movie. I hadn't seen it until like a couple years ago, and I was like, "This is a really solid action."
Ballerina's
film,
better.
Is it?
Yeah. It's so comparing John Wick to Ballerina. Ballerina is better just because of the narrative flow doesn't break us. I mean, there's still big logic gaps where like that doesn't make any fucking sense, but it is better with like tone, direction, a little bit of dialogue. So I put John Wick at a 6.8, and I put the Ballerina, I think I gave it a 7.5.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Fair enough. So, we were just talking about the dogs. So then, again, remember when we talked about the kids being used in that one vault?
Yeah.
Well, they have Big MT had the X8 educational program where basically the researchers use schools and educational systems to test psychological conditioning, surveillance systems, behavioral manipulation. So they're just trying to study
Jesus.
how population, yeah, it's already messed up, but like what they're doing. But when you turn children into research subjects, it gets way uglier, right?
Right.
So it's a
Wait,
study
are
in
we
how
talking about
population,
the ugly children or the good-looking children?
all of them. There's no, they're
Okay.
all just meat to Big MT, big boy.
All right. All right. Okay. I just wanted to check. Just want to make sure they didn't discriminate.
So there's also gigantic robotic scorpions, robo scorpions.
What the fuck is wrong with this place? It's
I mean,
like
come on.
every like thing in my twisted head I can come up with. It's here. Let's
Yeah,
do big
yeah.
robotic scorpions. Okay, and
Think of-
make them deadlier.
Think about like mad scientists, and it
Yeah.
perfectly lines up,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they like it goes beyond that. You think robo scorpions are crazy? They literally basically started to create artificial consciousnesses inside of random devices like toasters and stuff like that. So
Because
they
that
started
can never go wrong, right? That can never.
they made a toaster that wants to murder people. So they were basically learning how to
Murder
manufacture
toast?
personalities.
That's a
right?
good point. I mean, when that bread launches out, I mean, they're like bullets.
Just put your hand in my slot, please. Wait,
Yeah.
that sounds wrong. Never mind. I shouldn't have said that.
That's what she said.
Yeah, exactly. So they gave like basically, you know, imagine your toaster, but it has an individual personality. It responds emotionally.
And it wants to
prefers. What's that?
It wants to murder you.
Yep, yep. And also, they have a memory, so they can remember your interactions, and like it starts to blur them, like because when you think about the fact that they also turn themselves into basically robots with brains floating in jars, like it really starts to blur the line between man and machine overall, right?
Right.
So it's definitely very interesting. The brain extraction technology is one of the most advanced projects that they were dealing with. So it's all about taking brains out, preserving them, but also being able to reinstall the brains, maintaining consciousness outside the body. So it gives you like a sort of practical immortality, but you also have cognitive degradation. So you end up with a scenario where you've got these guys living for hundreds of years, but it's like I am slowly going crazy style, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, they just treated the whole body as like something you can kind of take apart and just swap parts for like you would in a computer, right? So you can remove organs, replace limbs, swap body parts around, alter neural structures. It turns the human body into just like a gigantic tool that can be taken apart and modified, and it's genuinely insane, you know, like the fact that they were able to.
It sounds like it.
It's interesting because you like when you look at the scientists themselves, they were able to achieve essential immortality and in some ways transcend humanity, but also losing their humanity. They no longer really can grow or change. They just kind of get stuck in the same sort of circular thought patterns and things like that, and they don't have a physical body to pull them out of it.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah,
that's sick. That's super sick.
Yeah, it genuinely is.
Do you have anything else, or would you like to break this up into multiple episodes, or that basically?
I think it'd be really cool to. I think maybe we break this up into two installments. So in the next installment, what we can do is we can talk more about the different personalities of the members of a think tank, and then we'll also talk about Dr. Mobius, because he was a part of the think tank, but actually eventually turned on them because he realized what a menace they were, and then he sets about plans to try and contain them and stop them from taking over and destroying the entire world.
All right, Big MT part 2. I like it. This is part 1. The next episode is going to be part 2. So, ladies and gentlemen, we want to know what you guys think down below in the comment section. That's fucked up. This world is fucked up. It's like heavy metal, but worse.
Yeah, heavy metal's pretty wild too.
Yeah. The Lochner
Yeah.
looks like a clitoris. Jesus Christ. So guys, that will do it. We will see you on Thursday for a brand new episode of the Captain Share Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and we're almost completely done with the series. I believe we have what, like 8 more episodes left? Yeah, 8 more. Eight more episodes yet. I don't know. We'll get there. So until Mike, don't go anywhere, my friend. So until
All right,
we
buddy.
see each other again, my friends, take care, be safe, be well, and we love you all. 50,000 plus, and a club for life. Peace. Right, it's just like an idiot, just with no music. No, that's not, dude, bro, that's the final.
Shadows whisper,
Yeah, okay. Bye, guys.
machines of war, they thirst for more. Eldritch gods with unholy light. The stars are alive, and they burn so bright.